What is good? We're back. We got some wide receivers to talk in the redraft space. Chev, how you doing?
Hey, listen, we just finished the running back episode that you probably watched yesterday or at some point. And that was outstanding. So I am setting myself up for disappointment for how good this one's going to be.
We had some fun. Thanksgiving is upon us. Maybe you're listening to this on your drive home to, from, in-laws, family you like, family you didn't like. Anyway, it's a great day. Be thankful. As crazy as shit is, it's really not that bad. So, a lot of people could have it a lot worse than probably you listening to a fantasy football podcast right now. So let's get into it. We're going to talk wide receivers. We'll start off with some injuries. There's a decently extensive list of some good wide receivers right now, right? Yes. We got Drake London, who's got a knee, right? And we talked about it last week. If you can swallow it to play Mooney, and it finally came to fruition, and Kirk unleashed one and got him right in the chest. We'll just keep it going. Yeah,
just keep it. Yeah, Mooney was a good play last week.
Yeah, I'll just keep the puns rolling.
We told you to pick him up off waivers. Good job.
Plug him in. This week, if Drake can play, if Drake doesn't play, you fire up Mooney again, right?
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna stay in the flames. We're gonna stay in the flames with Mooney. I think for some reason Michael Penix hates him.
Kirk does love him though.
Kirk Cousins absolutely loves him. So he was on pace for 1,000 yards with Kirk Cousins. Maybe we recapture that magic. I'm not really that hopeful. But I mean, this is kind of a must-win game, so they're going to pull out all the stops for it. So
at the Jets,
yeah. If we want to see Drake London again, and he's not playing this week, if they lose this week, we probably don't see Drake London for the rest of 2025.
Hate that. All right, we got Rashee Rice, but if Drake plays, less likely to fire up Mooney, right?
I have no desire to play Darnell Mooney if Drake London is active.
All right, Rashee Rice, hammy, but seems to be cleared up.
Yeah, full practice. It was kind of weird. I think, the way that he went down on a couple of the long pass plays. God, we are just, this is a Diddy fest. All right. So hamstring, he was almost, it looked like maybe he pulled up and his hamstring was messed up. He's full participant in practice as of Tuesday. He's playing against the Cowboys. I think this is a smash spot. I think Rashee Rice is going to be in my top 3 receivers this week.
Also, the Chiefs got to keep winning. So, if Rashee, for some of my playoff teams where I'm already locked in, I wouldn't mind if Rashee maybe took a week or 2 off here. But there's plenty of people who need him. If he's playing, you fire him up and you keep it moving. George Pickens hits the injury report. I think we're going to be good here, though, right?
Yeah, I think we're going to be good. This should be just straight fireworks for both offenses. Now watch it be 16-13.
Yeah. All right, T. Higgins, T with a concussion. You got to monitor that. He's
out. He's out. They already ruled him out.
All right. But Chase is back, so we're probably not that excited about really any other options necessarily, unless you like a Yoshi Vosh or Gesicki.
Yeah.
Maybe Burrow's back.
Burrow's for sure back. Burrow is back, which makes me really interested in Mike Gesicki. First game off IR last week. I think he had 4 receptions. And whenever T. Higgins was out last year, I think he had the 5 games he missed. I think he had 26 catches for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns or somewhere along those lines. So fact check me on that. But whenever Mike Gesicki is available and T. Higgins is out of the lineup, he usually gives you a top 8 to 10 tight end performance because he functions as their slot receiver.
Yeah, I like it, but I'm just looking at it as more Chase Brown.
Yeah. I mean, just remember, last time they played on Thursday Night Football last year, that was one of the best games of the season. And I think we're in line for that again. We're due for a Lamar explosion game. Derrick Henry could go, could go over 150 yards because this run defense is absolutely putrid. Like, all systems go for all weapons with Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson taking it to each other.
Sure. DK Metcalf ankle. Seems like he'll be able to go. He was kind of hobbling around and then got kind of rolled up on at the end of that game, then already a little injured. But he seems like he's going to be good.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll put DK up against some guys, but if he's there, you could probably fire him up through wide receiver leagues and whatnot. Marv's got the appendix, maybe not playing again. So that just gives you more Michael Wilson time. And we'll talk about Michael Wilson in a second. Brian Thomas with an ankle.
Right.
I don't know where we stand on if he's practicing or not practicing right now.
I mean, we won't be able to get any of that until they play on Sunday. So we're not going to be able to see anything about their practice reports for the next couple of days. But
if he plays though, do you fire him up?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. Again, I point you back to how soft the run defense is. Pass defense equally soft. So playing the Titans. If for some reason you have to make a choice, I think Brian Thomas is a decent choice if he's active this week.
Okay, well we'll talk Jags wide receivers here in a minute, and then Matthew Golden, wrist injury. I'm not playing him anyway.
Yeah, no, I have no desire to play Matthew Golden. Not even if there was a fire. Not even if my balls were on fire.
Yeah, I mean, it's just setting up for, another Christian Watson play here, right?
Yeah. I really like Christian Watson this week. I mean, he's been the de facto wide receiver one, or actually the wide receiver one in terms of snap share, route share, all that good stuff. And he's winning in the ways that he was winning, prior to the injury. So he looks like, hamstrings, ligaments, everything's in full concert. Good to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah, and we may get Jaden Reed back potentially here. So that, I don't love that for Christian Watson. But I do. I if I were the Packers, I would let Jaden Reed sit out this short week and wait one more week here. So
I don't know if they can. I think a lot of these guys like Trey Benson's, the Joe Burrows, the Jaden Reeds, I think they're on their last week of eligibility to return from IR.
Yeah.
Jaden Reed's not. So you're right. But I think the other two are for sure.
Joe Burrow, just sit out till next year, Bo. What are we doing? What are we doing? He
had an all-time quote about that. Did you see that earlier? That's pretty good. I'll send it to you.
All right, let's go. We did higher register over there on the running backs. We can do a little bit of that, but I just got a list of guys here who have been either playing poorly and we don't know what to do with, or playing well and weren't high end guys necessarily. So what do you do with them? So I'm going to start with Rome Odunze because he's my guy. I love Rome Odunze.
Same.
I think he's a good receiver. He's going through it a little bit right now. You could put some of it on Caleb here and there, but like there's been plenty of opportunities for Rome to have much bigger days, and it hasn't quite come to fruition. So, in what are we doing with Rome Odunze this week? Underdog just dropped prediction markets, spreads, totals, and team outcomes. And the best part, you can combine them with player picks for bigger multipliers. Sign up today with code FFDynasty and make a $5 entry to get up to $100 in fantasy bonus entries. Prediction markets are now live in 25 states, including Texas, California, and Florida. And Underdog is available in over 40 states with player picks and draft games. Prediction markets, player picks, all on Underdog.
This is a terrible matchup. I mean, everybody was talking about how terrible the matchup was. We just saw George Pickens go nuclear against the Philadelphia secondary. Nobody's done what George Pickens has done, so I'm not going to say that Rome Odunze is going to come out and tear it up again. We're getting the volume. We're getting, 9 targets. Now, really only like 7 of them were maybe 6 or 7 were actually catchable, but we're getting the volume. He's just having some concentration drops and like just some little knick-knack things that are keeping him from being we're a couple called back touchdowns or drop passes away from him being in that top 15 conversation on the season. I think he's a fine back, like back end wide receiver too. Like if I'm happy if he gives me 12 points because it's been so mercurial. I just can't deal with the 2 for 41s.
Yeah. Ricky Pearsall is the next one on the list. Speaking of 2 for 41s, would you play? You'd play Rome over Pearsall at the moment.
Without question. Yes.
Either at Cleveland.
Yeah.
So good matchup. They could get after the quarterback a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the line of delineation where you would plug Pearsall in this week? Like, would you rather are we down to like Jaden Higgins, the next guy on the list? Would you play Jaden Higgins or Pearsall? You'd play Jaden Higgins.
Yeah. For some reason,
I think I got to roll Pearsall there.
I'll go Jaden Higgins. I mean, it's just 7 targets in 4 of the last 5 games.
It seems
3 touchdowns, almost a 4th touchdown against my Titans. See, like I'll go Jaden Higgins this week.
I mean, everything points to usage wise where Higgins could be. It looks like maybe we're going to miss Stroud again, potentially.
Right.
So that's a bummer. But all right. Well, Jags wide receivers are next on the list, and that's that would be Jakobi and Parker Washington right now. If no BTJ, would you rather play let's go Parker Washington over, where does he slot in on those guys that we just talked about? Are you playing all of them over him? Rome, Pearsall, Jaden Higgins?
I would play Parker Washington over Pearsall. I would not play him over Odunze. I don't think that I would play him over Jaden Higgins.
Without BTJ, yeah, I could play him over Higgins. I kind of already said I want to roll. I think the Pearsall game's coming, which is why I don't know if it'll be this one, maybe after the bye.
Right. Well, that's the thing is like Pierce. Here's the thing: we're not saying Pearsall sucks. It's just that their offense is weird. Brock Purdy's not delivering the ball with precision, right? It's not that we're saying that he sucks. We're saying that like the situation is not ideal for him, and like they're going to have to figure some stuff out, and it might be the bye week because this is a really tough matchup. So we might be looking at the first week of the fantasy playoffs before you feel like, and at that point, do you just want to see it happen first? Like, that's why I'm just like, all right, I'm just going to leave him on my bench. And then when I see it, I see it.
Right. Yeah. And how about the other side? How about Jakobi Meyers? What do you think with these? If no BTJ, I almost kind of like, in a weird way, like Meyers more with BTJ back, but
yes. Yeah, because it pushes Parker Washington down.
But it's been 6-6 his last 2 weeks of targets with. So I feel very comfortable starting Jakobi Meyers regardless this week of who's there. I think there's going to be plenty of targets to go around, and Tennessee is, like you said, the only thing that you worry about there is that, hey, you get up with some big plays here or there, whether it's from a running, Tootin breaks one, ET breaks one, you have a special teams play, and all of a sudden a defensive turnover or whatever, and you're up 30. The only thing you ever worry about in these sort of matchups is that it gets flipped on its head quickly with a bunch of quick scores, right?
Right. And that's, you got to live with that, if you're actually watching the game and not just looking at spreadsheets and shit, like you can understand that, like, oh, it just didn't happen that way today. Instead of, formulating your opinion based on a spreadsheet. But that's a different story for a different day. I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus that I haven't already thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
But
it feels odd to say that, look, we don't want to play Rome over all these guys, because inevitably I probably would. But then I think Meyers is a really close second for me, just because of I pretty much know I think I know what I'm getting there.
Yes.
A lot of consistency. I
agree. And I would add to that he had an end zone target that was a gimme touchdown that got tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And that changes your outlook, right? If he's at 12 instead of 6.
Right.
Like we're dancing in the street. So yeah.
Well, no, he had 6 targets the last 2 weeks. Sorry, I should have reframed that.
Okay.
6 targets and 6 targets. He's had 11 and 15 points. He did end up scoring a touchdown in this last one, but he could have had more.
Yeah, he could have had another one.
Yeah.
Like that, like it got tipped at the line. So yeah, I'm real comfortable with Jakobi Meyers.
Yeah, me too. But here comes Michael Wilson with no potential Marv here. So how high up does somebody like Wilson, like who's he cutting out of the mix to get, like, at this point, I think I would rather play Wilson than Rome, right?
I would rather play Michael Wilson over all of these receivers. This week.
Is that, are we being too crazy? Because I said last week I was riding the Lightning.
No,
again,
right, and we all saw what we saw. The Arizona Cardinals offense functions as a completely different entity with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. They're going to drop back at probably close to the highest rate in the league. I think he's averaging like 40 dropbacks, in his starts. So, and Michael Wilson is the primary target. He's delivering the ball. Michael Wilson is lining up all over the place, and he's making plays. You just saw Rich Gannon come out and say, like, we have to get the ball to the guys that are making plays for us. So if no Marv, this dude might be like a top 20 play for me this week. As a matter of fact, I'll go on record and say he's in my top 20 of my wide receiver rankings, and he might go up to like 15, 14.
Over the last 3 weeks, he's wide receiver too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
this is 2025 Cedric Tillman.
Yeah, I went last two weeks, he's number 3.
Yeah. I mean, like, when people show you that they're good at football, or that the organization, the team is just going to prioritize them, believe them.
Right. And so I'm sticking with that. I don't think we're going to see Marv again. So I like I said, I'd move Michael Wilson above a bunch of those guys. How about somebody like a John Metchie who has caught a touchdown the week before? This week, I think he had 18 points this week. The de facto somebody needs to get targets over there. How does he make it onto into your roster this week, or does he? Yeah. I mean, this is signal, not noise. I feel like we've always felt like he's a good player. He just hasn't been in a situation where he could be a full-time player. And now he's with the Jets. And with Tyrod, they're getting him the ball. I mean, he's absolutely eviscerating man coverage. So I think this week, you can stay in the flames against the Falcons. They get after the passer, but at the same time, like, he operates in the short area. So it's a really good play to mess with John Metchie in your flex spot. Would you play Shaheed or Metchie? Metchie. Ooh, quick answer. And you like Shaheed. Yeah. We both really like Shaheed, but why would you bet on something that's not happening to happen when you can just bet on something that's actually happening? Christian Watson or Metchie? That's tough. I'll go Christian Watson. I think I'm there with you. How about any Cleveland receiver? Judy, Tillman, Bond. Okay. Metchie all day. Tez Johnson. Metchie. Ooh, okay. All right. I like it. A lot of Metchie love there. But like somebody like Parker Washington, if Parker Washington. Okay. Yeah. All right. No BTJ, Parker Washington. Okay. I like it. All right. Wan'Dale's been on a heater, ton of targets. Where does Wan'Dale fit into the framework of what we're doing with him this week? Like Michael Wilson or Wan'Dale? That's how I'm just going to start there. Huh? Wan'Dale. Yeah. I mean, you can't deny what we're like. They changed the way that they used. They changed the way they used Wan'Dale, and now he's just being good at football. Dart's giving him plenty of targets, but I think everybody favors Winston right now for your fantasy point situation. If it's Dart, does it change the math, as the kids say? It'll change the math. It'll change the math slightly, just because I don't think he gets peppered with targets. I mean, I would probably go Michael Wilson if it's Dart, but at the same time, Wan'Dale Robinson's a wide receiver 10 on the year. 10. 10. I give it 9.10. So, like, he's been really the last good. 3 weeks. He's wide receiver 7. Yeah, like that's I don't see how you could just say, nah, I'm gonna bench him. I don't just find somebody else to bench and play Michael Wilson and Wan'Dale Robinson if there's no
what's my man's name? Marvin Harrison Jr. Ooh,
yeah.
Golly.
If no Marv, I'll take Wilson. But then would you you got to play Wan'Dale over Jordan Addison right now, right?
Dude, people are talking about dropping Jordan Addison. There's not even a question.
All right. Well, I needed to set the bar somewhere. But Ricky Pearsall, you're playing Wan'Dale.
Yes, it's not even a question.
How about Jameson Williams, who just got you a little bit here?
Wan'Dale. Here's the thing. Like I said, if I get to make the choice between something that happens sometimes and then something that happens like most of the time, I'm going to bet on the thing that happens most of the time. Most of the time, Wan'Dale Robinson is good for your fantasy line.
DK?
Shamir or DK Metcalf?
DK Metcalf.
Oh, yeah. See, I'm in some return yardage leagues and shit gets weird.
It does. It really does. Shamir DK and punt return, kick return yardage is an autoplay.
That's what I'm saying, bro. So I think I would go Wan'Dale over DK this week, though.
I think it feels safer. Although I don't know where Wan'Dale's necessarily. I think he's kind of lining up all over the place, right?
Yeah, I mean they're moving him around, and his ADOT went from 5 to 8.8.
Well, I know your boy. There's the Patriots slot corner is good, and their outside corner is good. Yeah. So, it's tough sledding a bit, but there's going to be enough targets there that he just needs one or two to really go his way.
Right, and he's getting like 9 or 10. So he's, I was hoping that it would be Theo Johnson that would be the focal point of their passing game.
But he's had 7 or more targets in like 5 of the last 7 games or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but how about like Zay Flowers or Wan'Dale?
Wan'Dale.
Who the Ravens got this week?
Bengals on Thursday Night Football.
I'll take Zay, but it's close.
I'll take
quick JMO on you. Okay.
Yeah, I think
we've got Wan'Dale pretty high up there in the
Wan'Dale. Let me tell you, Wan'Dale is the running back or the wide receiver version of Travis Etienne. Like just out there, just being playing good football, and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. All right, so we talked about Jameson Williams for a second. Is he back in the lineup this week, or you need to give him a timeout?
If I can give him a timeout, I would, but I mean, you're in a playoff push. Like, if you had a better option, you would have been playing a better option than Jameson Williams, right? So you get what you get. It could be 20. It could be a boat. It could definitely not be a boat.
Yeah, if you need the ceiling upside play, I don't mind throwing him in there. I wouldn't mind seeing him, hang out for a week out of my lineup. But
yeah, I mean, I get it, but
Juwan Jennings or
Juwan
J-Mo? Juwan Jennings?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say that just because if I need to say, hey, I need 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
Like
right.
You can Juwan. I can count on Juwan 7 times out of 10. He's going to give me 10 points. Now, if I need 25, I'm going to hate myself, hate watch JMO either go 4 for 105 and a touchdown, or go 2 for 12.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Let's find anybody else against JMO that would be a fun comparison here. Let's see. I mean, like Christian Watson.
For I go JMO. Reluctant.
Okay. Of course. How about our guy Alec Pierce, who finally let us down?
They got the Texans this week. I'd go JMO.
Okay. Good. Tough matchup.
Yeah.
Texans, baby, man. I'll tell you what.
That's a wagon.
Davis Mills, obviously, he's under contract, I think, for another year, or maybe he's a restricted free agent or something. Mm-hmm. But like, Minnesota's got to be on the phone with Jameis Winston, Jameis Winston or Davis Mills.
Jameis Winston, Davis Mills. You can go out there. I'd call
both under contract, unfortunately.
I would call Kyle Shanahan immediately after the season ends and be like, hey, I'll give you a 3rd round pick for Mac Jones.
We need a 2, dog.
and then you just say, cool, I would have given you a 1 and say accepted and go on about your business. Like, that's the answer. Like, these retread second job guys, Davis Mills probably could play good football. We never would have found out under David Culley. Then they draft CJ Stroud. Like, we're getting off into a tangent here, but who cares? Let's talk about it.
Sure.
Like,
hey guys, quick reminder. If you haven't signed up for the free Discord or the free Patreon, what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description.
These retread quarterbacks that organizations are giving up on or just don't have any sort of realistic evaluation.
Well, and they can't develop them.
Yeah.
Like I think the Texans have actually done a nice job with Mills here.
Yes, they've done an excellent job with Mills because he never showed you that he was a bad quarterback. It's just that CJ Stroud
was in a bad situation previous to CJ. Yeah.
Yeah. And so now here's the bigger question. Like, if we're talking about, you know, an undrafted rookie free agent starting for the Vikings on Sunday and that offense fucking hums, what the fuck do you do with JJ McCarthy moving forward?
Well, it's, you know, I've been giving you shout outs on the Dynasty show of just like, hey, I just, you know, I need that Anthony Richardson energy on JJ McCarthy right now. And I know there's some people who are there, but like we need the masses to get there, get your pitchforks out. At least with Anthony Richardson, there was some excitement,
right?
You know, like there, I mean, there's a couple things from, I also really can't, it's part of the reason why I didn't like Dart. It's definitely the reason why I don't like Jay. What are you doing with your fucking eye black, dude? Knock it off.
Yes, it is. It is. I was never an eye black guy, so like it always looks like it's always weird, man. Like you do like the little strips. I'm not a fan of.
Sure, whatever. I mean,
I'm not a fan of. I didn't do any of that, but even still, it's just kind of weird. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Retread quarterbacks, you know, I love the conversation. I'm actually blown away that like Sam Howell must be the worst person ever. How is Sam Howell not on Minnesota right now?
Right? Didn't they just give him away for a washing machine?
They traded him to the Eagles for. I'm like, why do you not have this guy on the roster right now? So maybe obviously they know something I don't, but
that had to be like an agent, like, hey, we like this guy or this court. Like, there's just no way that if I have a chance to say, hey, I'm going to make the same money, but then I can go learn from a guy who I've seen develop quarterbacks. Like, of course, I'm going to go pick Sean McVay. I'm going to go pick Kevin O'Connell. I'm going to go pick Kyle Shanahan. Like, Liam Cohen is climbing up that ladder. Like, why would you not go somewhere? Why would you not want to be somewhere where you're one play away and you know that this person has an innate understanding of how to scheme offensive football?
Yeah, now it's going to be, I think that's an interesting thing. And we'll get back to it. You're 20 something minutes into a fantasy show. We got you already. I mean, you can tune out if you want to. We only got a couple more things to talk about. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of like, I mean, I think we all kind of see this happening and there's no way they don't see things happening. And it's kind of happened over and over again in these different spots. And so like, I'm going to be super interested, like, how the QB pool then starts viewing those jobs of like, hey, how can I get out to, you know, LA, San Fran, Minnesota? How can I get into these places and just be the backup here of seeing how much success you're making people money. Like, so guys are going to be like, nah, I'm gonna go over there and just, you know, just go to work every day and you know, just starting to like football. You know, that's Mac Jones' big thing right now. He's just like, you know, I was in a bad spot and these boys got me loving football again. Like you know, that's
Baker Mayfield said the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be wild like that. This era of football, almost every single one of the guys that end up being franchise quarterbacks aren't going to be franchise quarterbacks for the team that either signed them or drafted them.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a lot of that over the next 5 to 10 years, I would bet you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you know, so you just walk. There's all sorts of reasons why things don't work out, and quarterback's the toughest one to evaluate. And there's so much to do with what the environment and who's got their hands on you and everything, sort of along those lines. So, anyway, all right, let's wrap this back up. I did want to talk about we had the Sutton Pan Franklin thing here.
Yeah.
What do we do? This is a good matchup, right, for Denver.
Yeah.
So how are we playing the Sutton Franklin thing this week? Both?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is a matchup where
I'm scared to death to play Sutton right now.
It's not fun. It's not great. But, I mean, at least he's giving you touchdowns. The yardage is down. I'm interested to see if they continue with this. Like, as we talked a couple weeks ago, coming out of the bye, are they going to keep hyper-targeting Troy Franklin? Like, he's making some plays, but, I mean, he's getting 9-10 targets. Does that come down? Does it flip-flop and it go back to Courtland Sutton? I think Courtland Sutton's a better player, but the offense is running through Troy Franklin right now, so they might think differently. I just think that Courtland Sutton's too good to not bounce back.
Yeah, I agree. Good matchup coming out of the bye. I think you go in there reevaluating some things of like, how can we make help Bo Nix out a little bit more? Let's get Courtland Sutton a little more involved. Although, I'm sure there's a huge level of comfortability with Troy Franklin. Obviously, long ties with those two. But like you said, Courtland Sutton's a pro's pro, a good player. Like all last year was good, and then really a lot of this year was pretty good. And then you had the 2, and then you bounced back and you had 16, 10, and 10. But it was a touchdown saved you in one. It was there's one reception that was Houston, and then last time we saw him, it was 8 targets, which is pretty solid. And if that's what we're expecting from Sutton every game, right? Yeah. So that's kind of what we're hoping to see coming out of the bye, going to Washington, trying to get. Like for me, obviously, it sounds odd saying it's a get right game because the Broncos are 8-2,
right?
But like it could get this offense in a trajectory of humming into a crucial part of the season.
Yes, like you want to be playing. You don't want to be Mr. October playing your best football in October. Like they need to establish an identity, which I don't feel like they have. But I think this is a great chance to at least be able to try some stuff against a defense that's not going to put up a lot of resistance. So if it doesn't happen for Courtland Sutton this week and there's no volume and it just keeps being the way it is, then like we just got to move on. But I think that this is a spot where you could expect closer to a ceiling outcome for Courtland Sutton.
Yeah.
And whoever you got, it's a good spot.
Yeah, I'd wonder if you can get a little bit better feeling and idea of Sutton into your fantasy playoffs over the next couple of weeks of whether or not you're going to want to be playing him or you're going to want to be playing like somebody who's been hot late, right?
Yeah.
So, all right. On the other side of that, you got Deebo against this Broncos defense. Obviously not a whole lot of options over there for. And is Terry back? Were we just done with Terry?
I don't know.
So what do you think about Deebo while I look at Terry? I should have bad job by me.
Listen, man, it's not a bad job because it's something that neither one of us really want to spend a ton of time thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to, do you really feel confident against, this Broncos defense with Deebo?
No, not really. Or Terry if he was healthy.
Yes. You're thrilled if Deebo gets you 10 points this week and we can just move on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're playing him if you need to in a 3 wide receiver situation, but I'd love to throw him on the bench. We talked about a bunch of guys above here that were, some of them were bigger players, but some of them you definitely just picked up off the waiver wire. We had mentioned Chim DK of some, somebody who could potentially give you, some run, especially if there's kick, punt, return. You got any like Hail Mary players that you like here? Kind of like a Chim DK this week. You had mentioned Bretton Strange. I know this is a wide receiver show, but like got a lot of volume. You thought there was some juice there.
There's some juice there. I'm gonna tell you right now, this might be my early 2026 like under the radar tight end that I want to highlight. So he had 5 for 93 last week, and a couple of those receptions were just him looking like he got shot out of a cannon when he caught the ball. And those are the type of guys that you want to target. And Trevor Lawrence has a familiarity and comfortability with him. He was leading them in receptions before he went on IR. He's back now. Penn State's turning into tight end U. And I think that he could be a top 5 to 7 tight end if they just continue to give him the football.
Yeah, good streamability there too, because he went on IR, but he might have been available. Any other player that you're wide receiver wise that you like? Hey, this keep an eye on him. Maybe you don't get him in, or any like I said, Hail Mary type of guys.
Adonai Mitchell. I said I wasn't going to do it. I did, and I lied because I can't quit him. Like there's something there, all right. And if we just can get this whole frying pan hands, Megan Fox thumbs in the glove situation figured out, there's a good receiver in there. I saw a tweet the other day. I don't know who said it, but they said it's like Kadarius Toney is like if Adonai Mitchell is like if Kadarius Toney snuck into Martavis Bryant's body.
That's pretty good.
So I mean, if he just catches the daggone ball, we might have something there.
Yeah. All right. Last question. DJ Moore, in or out of the lineup this week?
He's
like
in.
You said, he's in.
I don't want to.
You don't want to? No. Had the 2 touchdowns last week. I'm sure nobody had him in their lineup. It's been, very, this is a best ball player right now. That's hard to get in the lineup, but you saw Dallas do some work. Now, obviously familiar foe there. And obviously Dak's a great quarterback right now and 2 excellent receivers and an excellent tight end. I don't think that you could be quite as confident in the offense of Chicago as you are in Dallas, but we know that they're, after Quinyon, there is some susceptibility on this Eagles defense from the secondary perspective. So would DJ Moore be somebody who would be more likely to have another spike week this week, or am I looking too deep into that?
No, I mean, there's a bunch of narratives you can go with. DJ Moore is from Philadelphia. They're playing in Philadelphia. He's coming off a 2 touchdown game. He's probably going to be lined up against Cooper DeJean or Avonte Maddox, or not Avonte. Is it? No. It's Dory Jackson.
Dory Jackson. He got a concussion.
Oh,
in the past
so
week,
yeah. Yeah, so maybe it's Keely Ringo. Either way, it's pretty sweet.
Kind of want a Dory Jackson out there, to be honest.
Yeah. To be honest, it's a low key good spot. I've picked him a few times on Fast Draft. Like I'm probably gonna have him in my top 30. Maybe a little bit higher than that. Now that I'm talking myself down narrative street, just because. So yeah, I'm good with that. It's
like a DJ Moore or a Christian Watson or like a Trey Tucker.
I go Christian Watson, but it's close. I would probably play Trey Tucker. Have you seen? Anyway, we're here now. Who cares?
Go ahead. Have you seen what?
Have you seen how open he was last week?
Mm-mm.
But,
I mean, I watched a decent amount of that game, so I guess I should say sort of.
Yeah, man, they were missing him left, right, and center. So
he continues to be a dynasty buy for sure. Of just like he's a good player. They just are just in a perpetual funk right now.
It's like Darnell Mooney back in the day.
Yeah, it's kind of like we were just talking about Pearsall. Like I think it's not that Trey Tucker isn't good. Like if I could just get a little more consistency his way, I think he'd be a smash start every week. Same thing with Pearsall, but I'd probably play Trey Tucker over DJ Moore right now. But like I kind of want to squeeze. I'm intrigued in getting DJ Moore in the lineup this week. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean I'm right there with you.
All right, let's wrap this one up. You got anything for the people, Chev?
Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Don't do anything the old Chef GPT wouldn't do. Also as well too. That's pretty much it.
League Champ app. Got to get the League Champ.
Oh yeah. Hey, download the League Champ app. I just won again. I'm trying to decide on what jersey I want. At me and tell me what jersey you would pick.
Woody Marks.
It's never going to be Woody Marks. Never if there's a fire. But I'm debating on getting a Cam Ward jersey but
got to.
It's just sick. The Colts have a sick colorway, but I can't have a Colts jersey.
You can't be doing that in division. Nah.
It's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. You can't be doing that. League Champ. Download it. Put your rankings in. Get a free chance to win a jersey if you can take down Chev.
Yeah. There's another season. Oh, I'm glad that you brought this up. There's another season-long competition that we're running where the first place gets $50. And we're doing another jersey competition, another weekly jersey competition giveaway too. So yes,
let's do it.
I'm glad that you said that.
Download it, check it out, write it down, take a picture. I don't give a fuck. All right, we're out. Peace.